thing recording so they could have got all that. What's happening, YouTube? You know what it is. It's y'all favorite thing to do on a Monday night, and that's hang with us. We got J Mo, we got an empty chair, and we got me sitting here ready to entertain y'all. My brother J Mo, how you doing down there, brother?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Hanging in there.
We got him in there. And living legend with the big worm, big perm shirt on. How you doing?
Man, I'm telling you, I'm cracking up over there at Moochie with her empty chair. I think Clint Eastwood might be over there or something, you know.
All right, all right. Had to get my book.
Well, you know, we live, Muchella, and we got pure jokes on you. We talking about your empty chair making noises. We hear you in the background.
Y'all hear all of that going on?
Oh yeah, we can hear all
man,
that.
We're up there making jokes because you got up in the middle of the left. We can hear you off there hollering at people about your book.
Yeah, man.
Look, they even know I take my notes. They like, oh yeah, you need your book.
Oh boy. And last but not least, joining us is someone who's looking for her own reality TV show. It's Nita the Diva. How you doing down there, Nita?
Nita's about to move to Potomac so she can get on that show.
Move to Potomac.
I would love to.
Well, I'm gonna have to holler at Andy for you, Nita, so you can get on the show and turn that bitch out. Turn it out. You know what I'm saying? Well, everybody,
I feel like we need to review that show. Those ladies are straight comedy.
Right.
Man, all of them comedy. All of them comedy. But ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today for something that's not comedy. We're gathered here today so that we can comb the hair of Frederick Gemma Douglas and the badass shit that she's up there doing with Jake. We here to discuss that. We here to discuss who shot you, talking about Duda. I think we can eliminate some people. And we've got some other things we're going to cover when it comes to this last episode of The Shy. Before we get into it, we're going to keep everybody to about a 1 minute minimum. Not a one drink, a 1 minute minimum on responses. Yeah, 1 minute. 1
That's
minute.
gonna be hard for some people.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here we go.
And but we're gonna get it in right now. Let's go ahead and dive into it.
You know, some of us are not naturally minute men. Some of us just last longer. I'm just saying. Some of us need more time.
What up, big worm?
Right. What he said, but not when you run in your mouth. You know, you can chill on that. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mike Willie, we got Mark God, Support Gaming, D Weed, William Richardson, Tressa C was the first one in the building. Cookies to her.
Nice.
Sloppy Ninja.
What?
Again, I'm sorry, but if I'm gonna go somewhere with a ninja, he can't be sloppy. I need his ass to be stealth. I need his ass when he throw them stars and hit people, they need to hit him right in the eye. Sloppy Ninja. Let's get it together.
They do have that drunk style martial arts though. So you know that sloppy ninja might just be like an altered drunk style. You know, he's sloppy, but it all comes together.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right on into this. God almighty. We can't even get into this.
I'm trying to work with you, Sloppy Ninja. I'm trying to work with you.
Here's my opening scene that embodied a lot of what made me upset about this show. Take a look. All I can say is poke hell.
Why won't you tell nobody about us? I ain't good enough to bring home to your bougie ass daddy.
It's complicated.
Nah, it ain't. Kev looks better on your arm than me.
Kevin approached me. You didn't.
I don't chase bitches.
Stop talking like that.
That's how I talk.
Do you want to get out of here?
I can still hear it playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake and Gemma, they need to be slapped with ugly stick.
Somebody got a YouTube playing.
Whoever got their YouTube, turn it down a little bit. It might be Nita the Diva.
You turned off your mic, but left on your YouTube.
Yeah, just mute her and see what happens.
Right.
Mute her and see what happens. Lamont.
Okay, can y'all hear me now? Do y'all still hear the echo?
No.
Okay, yep. It was her. So we're going to go ahead and get on in this thing. I'm going to start from who's next to me, and we're going to go around, let everybody jump in. So, Larry, we're going to start with you, brother. So this particular episode opens up.
Whoa, geez, what is that?
Whoa.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Damn, boy.
That was me that time. Let me mute
Ladies
myself.
having technical issues tonight.
Right. So we open up with Duda, Larry, headed to the gala in a scamper. Talk about Duda jumping on into that gala and get us started.
Yeah, man. You know, it's one of those things you can see all of the hardness that is Duda, all the sort of griminess that has been him. But we also get to see Duda is becoming a real, like if we didn't know Duda was a gangster, we would be proud of Duda. We'd be like, that's my man's in them. Because this dude is going hard for people. He's up there trying to fix the problem with policing in Chicago. He's trying to get the Olympics there. I mean, if we didn't know Duda was Duda, you know, we would be riding for him. But he is what he is. So, you know, but I still like what he's trying to do. And I'll keep it short since I only have my minute.
Okay.
I might make some real short answers so I can go on a diatribe later.
Okay, cool. That'll work. And J-Mo, talk about Duda, but I want to throw this in there at you. I noticed that the camera panned on this brother right here. For some reason, is he potentially the shooter or the spook that was standing by the door? J-Mo, floor is yours.
No, I think he was there to tell them they was corny, talking about some South Side, West Side. Who they talking to? They but 5 people in the room. What is y'all on, man? This is why I think he had to let everybody know, man, they own one on this, man. Who is y'all claiming South Side, West Side to? It's like 8 but 10 people, 5, 10 people there. What is y'all doing, man? That was corny.
Oh, man.
Moochella, jump on in there. I know you're ready to talk about this opening with Duda, homeboy calling out his hood. And then Gemma's daddy in here just trying to direct the troops because he wants this Olympics.
I like the whole scene, the music that they played when he was strutting in there.
Oh, I bet you did, huh? You like that? That got your curls tighter, huh?
Yeah, you know it did. but I like best with that. And then I see the direction that he's trying to go in. He's trying to go into a positive direction. Y'all already he knows about almost if you're not in Chicago, you don't know about it. If you live in Chicago in this story, you know that he's a gangster. So he's trying to change that feel.
Okay. And Nita the Diva, finish it out, opening scene.
She back?
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was muted. I'm sorry. I think, you know, what really struck me with this particular scene, it just felt like a rip off of Power, how Ghost was trying to be and become. And I think they did a lot of rip-offs in this one. And the spook that stood by the door, Snowfall, that was a rip from them. And then all of, you know, this
agree.
This drug dealer becoming the mayor and stuff like that, I feel like that was a rip. But yeah, I mean, he's cool. Like Larry said, if we didn't know what he was doing, but we don't.
You know, but we do. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
I must say, y'all did good. All y'all kept your answers to a minute. Damn, we might have tranquility tonight. Good job. Good job.
Don't count on it.
They
don't count on it. When we get the cab, we
don't want that mic drop again.
Okay. Oh, by the way, speaking of Mike, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, Jay, Mo, everybody. Look at what my wife got me. It's me and my kid. This was my
dope, man.
I love it.
I'm in love with this.
Yeah, I like that.
That's phase 4 right there. The Avengers Assemble.
Hey man, this is phase 50. You know what I'm talking about? And next year when we have the other baby, we're gonna have to put the baby right there, so it's gonna be phase 75. But man, my wife went in. I'm proud of them.
You got a new baby on the way?
Oh shit!
Oh, you let it out the bag.
Look at you.
Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen.
I know why you keep your videos short, because you gotta put in work somewhere else. I got it.
Hey man, I clean pipes, bro.
I see.
I unclogs the pipes. You know what I'm saying? We got 110 people in the building. Give us 110 likes, and if you're not subscribed to everybody's channel, jump on it. Links is in the description. This is for you, J-Mo. Here we go. So Kev gives this girl a call, and Kev actually tells the pit bull in the beret, "I love you." That's what Kev said. He said, "I love you." She said she loved him back, but the minute she said that, she go jump into Jake's arms. Break that down for me, Jake.
Well, it's real simple. People didn't get it, but they were talking in the alley because they dirty. They trash. That's why they was in the alley on the phone, because they ain't shit. That's why they was where they belong. Simple. They ain't shit. They trash. They garbage. And that's why Jake and her was in the alley, even though they trying to appear to be clean and neat. They are garbage.
Who
next?
Moochie, I don't know how you come behind that, but can you clean this situation up? It's on you, Moochie.
With this, at this point, Kevin is feeling that something's wrong. He's feeling like something's not right now. Because now she's texting him with one-word answers and stuff like that, where he wanted to try to get more out of her with that phone call, but he really don't know what to say. And at this point, Gemma is with Jake. She's with Jake.
Right.
Let's keep this thing real. She's been with Jake. That's
no, she's with him now.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. With him. Okay.
Like,
yeah. Neither the diva jump in there. Poke Kevin.
Yeah, this was like bad. Like, I was just like, oh no. She's like really like sidestepping him. She was just kind of giving him short answers. I mean, it was just yucky. I was like, this heifer, she get on my nerves.
All right.
She did my boy dirty.
Yep.
And then why she had to end it off with the "I love you."
Yeah.
That was so foul.
Would it have made it any better if she would just hung up the phone? I'll see you later, Kev.
She didn't let him know something.
Okay.
To me.
Mike Willie, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that super chat, my man. Good looking out. When you get your studio set up, you are welcome in this family. Mike Willie gonna soon be doing football predictions, and I can't wait because I'm gonna be up there every week with him talking about how the Miami Dolphins is gonna be kicking ass. Moving right along, Big Larry, you have been against Gemma from before it wasn't cool. My brother, you get your moment in the sun. You can riff on Gemma and her fake ass wokeness all you want to for a whole minute. Floor is yours.
I'll just say, fuck that dirty bitch.
Oh,
man. She's trifling. She is trifling. She's going to mess around, get knocked up by Jake. He's going to end up getting shot because he's a little fake wannabe gangster. And then she's going to end up working for Nook.
That storyline already sounds better than what we've been so far.
Wait a minute. J-Mo was only saying she was back alley dirty. Larry,
you made a hard left Larry and went up the alley with them.
Wait a minute, Larry. You said you was talking like she whorehouse dirty. Larry, what?
She do remind me and give me them vibes of the girl from Malcolm X that was the clean girl, but then was with the heroin dude that ended up tricking at the end.
Oh, yeah.
It do kind of give me them vibes.
Larry done made a hard left and went right through past the alley and splashed mud on them.
Well, it's one thing,
guns blazing.
It's one thing to sit up there, and it's one thing to, I mean, it's wrong either way to sit up there and cheat on your boyfriend with his best friend of all people. It's one thing to cheat on your boyfriend. There's another thing to cheat on your boyfriend with his friend. There's another thing to cheat on your boyfriend with his best friend. And then on top of all of that, to just stay behind his back, even when the best friend is like, you need to say something or I'm going to say something. And then still she won't say something. And she's going to sit up there and try to tell the dude, I love you. She could have just said, okay, or thank you, or I got to go. But nah, man, she has no love in any way, shape, or form, man. Bump that hoe.
All right, Moochie. So since we ain't riding the hoe no more, we're going to come your way, Moochie. You get first crack at this one. So now we've got Jada and Dre just having a talk at the restaurant. Just going through what they going through. And Moochie, since you love to pick on they ain't got no storyline for Dre, talk about this little conversation they had.
Well, she's speaking to Dre about her final wishes, and I feel like this was a selfish move at this point where she didn't want to basically tell. She's still lying to Emmett. Like at this point, you still lying to him, and I feel like not including him in certain stuff is kind of messed up. It's a selfish move.
Okay, Nita.
With this particular scene, I don't know. It was something that Jada said that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. The way she told him to get on out of here, like he's trying to help, trying to do his best with the information that she gave him, and he's like trying to, cater to her and be there for her. And then she's like, get out of here or something. She was like, get out of my face or something. I was just like, what in the world? Where did that come from? Out of left field or something. So I didn't like when she kind of came at him like that. But I think she did redeem herself later on in the episode, but I won't get into that. But yeah, this whole thing, I don't know.
Living legend, you got any love for Jada and Dre?
I have no love for Dre because there's nothing to love there. She still has no storyline. The storyline they have is just too fake and contrived to even really consider it. But I mean, with what's her name? Why do they have her with that thing on her? Was she supposed to be a swan now or something?
wait, man. She getting chemo.
She got dreads.
She's doing chemo, so she's probably losing some of her hair at this point.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I know before she takes it out. But let's not forget, she has all kinds of locks in there. She's got dreads. She can lose her hair, and you're not going to notice that soon.
Right.
She just started chemo. Her hair's not falling out yet.
Right.
Well,
and she's up there telling
I don't know.
I don't want people to know.
Women know ourselves better.
She was growing up last week.
No, just give me a little bit more time before. Let me finish I have my 1 minute. Give me my 1 minute.
Excuse me.
He's reclaiming his time, ladies and gentlemen. He's reclaiming his 20 seconds.
She's up there saying she wants to be able to enjoy her little bit of time before people start to pity her. But you're up there just projecting this I have cancer vibe out there with this big old Swami thing on your head. Just go out there, dude. No one's going to notice if you have a couple of dreads that are misplaced.
J-Mo, man, what? Larry, you making me hungry. Is that a sandwich? The Vasami? What? Can I get that with a side of tuna or something? God, J-Mo, take the wheel.
Man, they do got her looking like the little genie from Pee-wee's Playhouse with this stuff wrapped up on her head. No, I ain't gonna lie.
I want to know if I rub that bottle right there, she's gonna pop out of it.
Right.
Somebody going to hell, man. This lady has cancer.
Right, but it's way too soon. We don't have no timeline on how fast stuff is moving in this show or how slow. So, from all we know, it's only been 2 days or 3 days or less than a week. Like your hair don't fall out in a week.
Wait a minute, but I would say this in her defense.
Buy some more. That wasn't all hers that she grew. She bought it. Go buy a new batch.
Well,
you saying all of that, but maybe her hair is weak at this point where if she's trying to braid it, it's falling out.
She has braids on there.
You saying that
she had braids later in the episode when she.
No, I understand what you're saying. Well, maybe she didn't feel like doing her damn hair today.
It's just right. To go get a new wig.
It's not y'all carrying on like Monique, like she got the bonnet on.
All right, I'll go to the next point then.
Okay.
While she coming at Emmett, they always first he ain't mature enough to handle it. Now that he can handle it, you don't want him to. Which
Right.
one is it?
Right. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody
Okay.
does
Yeah,
it.
I said I had a problem with
I'll tell you what
that.
Emmett
That
needs
was
to
she
do.
was being selfish at that moment. That's what I meant by that.
I'll tell you what
Yeah.
Emmett needs to do. Emmett needs to pick himself up, sell that restaurant, grab Keisha, move somewhere else, start a new restaurant, and say F y'all.
Well, he ain't
Here
gonna be
you
able
go.
to sell nothing because he don't own the building and
Exactly.
he don't cook the food.
Then
And
bounce.
he
Give the
ain't really
restaurant, sell the restaurants to Dominique, sell his share to Dominique, and let him and her and Darnell run it, and then he can bounce up out with Keisha.
Hey, let me say this, and we'll move on.
They can move to Miami, and then we can
It's
see
looking-
Keisha on a bikini all day on the beach.
It's looking like it ain't gonna be no Keisha and Emmett, but I ain't gonna get on the horse. I ain't gonna get on the
Yeah,
horse.
I know. It's looking like that.
All right, Nita, I'm coming to you. So we're gonna start here. So we just got finished talking about Dre's weak storyline. So Dre go home, Nina's there interrogating her again, and Dre's still lying. She says, let's go take a shower, and Nina got a little warm, a little misty, and she decided she want to hop in that shower. But after the shower, Nita, Dre is sitting on the edge of the bed, ain't even trying to hide the fact that she texting, and Nina was looking over her shoulder like the Grim Reaper, knocking on the door. Break it down, Nita.
Wait, why does Dre look like O-Dog in that photo?
You know what?
Lord have mercy.
I can't with you
I'm
tonight.
beside it with your
You in
mother.
rare form tonight, Larry.
I'm beside it with your mother.
You in rare form. You in rare form.
What you say about my mama?
See, this is what happened when you make Larry had to keep his answers short and sweet. They come with a punch. Go ahead, Nita.
What I did like about this episode is that Dre knows how to handle Nina. Where she said, "I'm about to get in that shower. You want to come join me?" Did you see that smile on Nina's face?
What?
She's like, "Okay,
What?
yeah, we
I'm
can do
gonna have
that."
that water gushing all over your ball.
Right,
She was-
like
Nita.
problem solving to like all problems. You know what I'm saying?
Nina was sweating, and it won't on her forehead. Know what I'm talking about?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so then they post-coital and they sitting up there. She's like, "Ooh, that was nice." I'm like, "I know it was," but Dre is so damn hot. Like, what is wrong with her? When you doing stuff and you looking suspicious and always in your phone, why is you just like? I don't like the way the writers are writing it. It's just so stupid. There's no nuance. There's no like I'm hiding it. It's like basically she knows or something like that. Or I mean, I just don't understand. Like the first thing you do is jump in your phone and you already been missing. She already calling you out. You talking about you going to the gym. You raising your voice at her. Like she's all kinds of wrong. All kinds of wrong.
Larry, jump on in there. So,
Yeah,
but let me say,
like...
Larry, before you go, let me say this. Are you upset we didn't get to see the love-making scene with these two?
That's what I was about to say.
Wow.
Why do I want to see O-Dog make love?
They're going to pull a 50 Cent hashtag get the strap. You ain't want to see 50 Cent hashtag get the strap? I mean, what?
Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, you telling me I'm out of control tonight.
Y'all both are. Jay is out of control. Well, we already know Jay's snapped out. So this is just his playground right now.
Yeah, I'm not
a
really
tag team partner right now.
I don't really care to see either one of them do their thing. Enjoy your shower and come back after. I mean, to me it's hard to even comment on this storyline because it seems so weak and poorly thought out and contrived. It's just like she truly has no storyline, and so they're inventing this BS that's just bogus, and it's like it's just weak. I mean, obviously, if I'm Nina, I'm pissed off at Dre after she's been doing all this lying, saying I've been at the gym and these other places. I mean, it's one thing if you just simply say, "Look, I can't tell you right now." She could have just simply squashed all this and said, "There's something going on with Jada. I can't tell you about it right now until Jada's ready." but just trust me. That's all she had to say. But now, what's bad about this is that once you erode trust, it's very hard, if not impossible, to get it back. Now, you might think like, oh, okay, I didn't do anything. I was only telling you these stories because Jada didn't want me to let out her secret. And that may very well be true. But what happened in the meantime is you eroded trust in our marriage. And you can't just easily get that back, if ever. There's always going to be a lingering thing. Well, she's willing to lie about this. What else is she willing to lie about? You know?
Yeah, amen. J-Mo, jump on in there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I thought it was gonna be hashtag get the strap. They done stole I don't know how many other storylines from Power. Why not one more? I don't know.
You know what?
Anyway, as far as this storyline, it no longer makes sense because she told Emmett. Her whole reason was don't tell her so that she don't tell your daughter and then tell Emmett. Well, Emmett knows. So what the hell are you doing now?
Exactly.
What's the point? And like Larry say with the trust, if I was Nina and I found out, I'm like, oh, so you gonna be keeping secrets with that bitch over me? Oh, hell no. Well, who else, another bitch you keeping secrets over me, huh? Then you know how it's gonna go. All right, you got the strap, I got the belt, bitch. They gonna have a strap belt battle. Then you know we might have a whole nother angle to the show that may be more interesting. Who gonna win? The strap or the belt? Which one, which one got more power?
Moochie, clean up the situation.
Wait, hold on a minute. Augustine the King said Nina can't leave Dre. She basically saved her daughter. Dre didn't save her.
What show was they watching?
I'm saying Ronnie was roaming the streets. Ronnie was the one that busted in that house with his super snoopers on playing.
She tried to turn Ronnie away.
You know?
Dre tried to make Ronnie get gone and didn't even want his help. If she would have listened to Dre, then they would have made sure Keisha never got found. Ronnie could have been like, "You the hell with y'all? I'll have to get me another bottle. I'm about to have me a drink for both of you."
You know what? You know what Dre has done in this show? Nothing. That's what she's done. She has been a non-factor this show, and she's still a non-factor until they write her and give her a meaningful story.
My man Larry done went Evelyn Lazada. You a non-factor, B. Lord have mercy.
You know, I was trying to keep it PG-13 so I didn't drop the MF in there like Evelyn, but you know.
Hey, I know some fellas that'll drop an MF in Evelyn, but I digress. Moochie, finish this off.
I feel like this was an unnecessary thing. At this point now, Emmett knows. You could have told her and be like, "Look, I need you to keep this under wraps," and you act like you don't know. I've been, and this is where you could have came all out and told everything. But no, they want to drag this on, and as we seen in the, I don't want to jump on the horse, but we're gonna see why they drag this whole thing on. Anywho, I'm just like, this was so unnecessary.
It was. They
it was so unnecessary because even when she texted, she should have been like, "Okay, that's Jada." Right. Like, nothing. It's just Jada. Come on. Why are you lying that deep? Why's the lie? I don't know. I'm just having a problem with it.
I feel you. Now,
they would have been better off doing the love scene like everybody wanted to see to bring some action into it.
Whoa, I didn't want to see nobody pull out no strap.
Look,
I didn't.
It's a joke.
I didn't want to see that.
No, I didn't say I wanted to see it. They could have just showed them going in the shower or something instead of having this unnecessary conversation.
Well, you know what, Moochie? I can use my imagination. I watched a whole lot of Muppet Babies as a child, so I learned how to use my imagination. That's right. So Kevin Bernstein. Wow, that's a very Jewish name on the end. Lamont J. Larry Nita Muchella. Please petition Showtime, Viacom, CBS. That man followed my stock videos, obviously, for permission to fire all the writers. Showrunner and Lena Waite's crazy. Oh my Lord, crazy ass. Who building this ship? Captain.
As you say, they showed didn't
No,
want to
he
make
said he
it.
built
It looked like
the
a
ship, Captain
vacation.
Crunch.
Kevin, so far you got the comment of the night, my brother. You got
know?
the comment of the night. All right,
You
Larry,
know?
we're swinging your way now. This is more of a somber scene, a sweeter scene. So Nina is going through her book, her baby's book, Keisha's book from when she was a child. And they just kind of reminiscing, and you can see Keisha's just kind of thinking more and more about this baby. Larry, break this scene down between her and her mom.
Yeah, this was sort of sad because Keisha was like, I'm not gonna have one of these, am I? And her mom was like, no, not this time, but when you're ready. And it was, it was kind of sad because you could see her struggling with this idea of giving this child up. And that's just one of those things where I just feel like, I know a lot of people don't agree with abortion, but I think that there are some people who can give up a child and move on with their life and be okay with it. And I think there's some people that give up children and it wrecks them and they never recover from it. And I think Keisha might be one of those types that this is going to wreck her. I don't know if she'll ever be able to get past this idea of I gave up my child and I want to know what's happening with her and I want to know if she's okay and I want to be a part of her life. I'm not sure that she's built to give up this child. So
okay.
I think she might have been better off giving it up. I mean, getting rid of it.
Yeah. And I'm not to jump ahead, but in next week's episode, a lot of what Larry is saying, people, you're gonna see it. J-Mo, jump on in there.
I think this scene was very dumb. It didn't make no sense. Why are you struggling with keeping your killer's baby? I mean, your captor's baby, and you attached talking about I'm not gonna have one. You wasn't supposed to have one right now. You wasn't pregnant until you got kidnapped and your body used against you. They keep making it seem as if she wanted this baby or it was a relationship she chose. Like, what was you gonna show pictures of in the book? Pictures of your dead captor to your kid. Here's your daddy down memory lane. This when Ronnie bust his head. Such good times, great times. We were going to be together as long as he held me, but sometimes relationships don't last. What I mean, what the hell was she going to do? Like, what she was going to keep pictures as this baby grew up and looked more like this captor of hers? Where she going to remember the good old days? I remember he used to comb my hair so sweet in the basement. He was gentle. He was so gentle with me. That's what I'm saying. This was stupid. Why are you sitting here tripping on this book about the dude that damn near stole you and would have probably killed you? You would be dead.
Yeah,
I
know.
Have no attachment to this. They keep making it seem as if this is a boyfriend she had or an accident or something. You were stolen. That's like a slave keeping pictures of his, massa and them. They used to make me work so hard. They had a good work ethic. No. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't be like, screw them, I'm out of here.
She's young.
And that's why her mama should have been like, girl, I
do agree with you, though, Jay. You remember we had that conversation on your channel and we were going back and forth and I was saying that she made a mistake by making that choice. But at the same time, the choice is made and she's grown attached to the baby. And so, the life is a series of choices and,
I think her choice is not the mistake of keeping the baby and giving it up for adoption so much as you want to meet everybody and be attached to the next person and do this and that. Like, go to an adoption agency, let them handle it, move on with your life, get your life back on track to what you was doing. You could go and get knocked up by a little dude at the hood wheel and then take pictures of him.
You said the hood
wheel.
The hood wheel. Moochie, get in there, man. This dude called the place the hood wheel.
Here's the thing, though, right?
I like it, though. I like it, though, Jay.
It was a no-name hood wheel.
Here's the thing, though, about Keisha with this is that, and they have done, there's been a number of studies done on humans and all sorts of other animals that when a female gets pregnant, that there are hormones that cause her brain chemistry to change so that she is attached to her offspring for preservation of the species. And this doesn't just happen with humans, it happens with all kinds of animals. So, because otherwise you would just give birth and then run away and the kids would never survive. And so it may not just be whether or not she wants to be attached. It's just her brain chemistry is changed because of her pregnancy hormones causing her to be attached to her offspring. And
Common
because
sense
of that,
don't kick in.
it has already kicked in.
Then why she
It
looking at
kicks in
this
on
book and
pregnancy.
sad? Like common sense would kick in. I don't want
You
one.
don't
for this
have common.
kidnap.
You have common sense, and you also have biology. It's just like common sense when it comes to a guy. Like, I know I shouldn't sleep with this woman. She's crazy as hell,
So I
and she's
strap
not.
up.
And,
That's
and
where
I
the
already
common
have
sense
someone,
kick in.
but she takes her clothes off and she tries to seduce you, and you give in to your biology, and
So
that's
I
what
hit
it
it,
is.
but with a raincoat. That's where it works. Common sense kick in over the rest
Yeah,
of
but
it.
you still did the deed. And the point is that we are human beings. We are animals first. And so biology is always going to trump everything else when it comes down to it. And when you talk about reproduction and preservation of the species, biology takes first priority.
Yeah, we ain't in the bush no more. She in the hood, maybe,
It's not
but
a
she ain't
matter.
in the bush, so she don't need the preservation of species. This baby gonna be all right. She should have more common sense kicking in, and more people should be telling her, you know, this dude kidnapped you. Why would you want to do this? It's gonna be all right, girl. Snap out of it. But nobody seems to ever bring that up.
Go ahead, Moochie.
I feel like y'all are speaking like this. She's a grown woman. She's not a grown woman. She went through a traumatic experience. She had a life growing inside of her, and she got attached to it. I don't think she wants to keep the baby, but she wants to know things about it. She wants to know what's going on with it, because I don't think she'll be able to handle once the baby starts looking at like that guy.
Mm.
I don't think she's going to be able to handle that. So I don't think she wants. What is she going to say to this kid?
Right.
It's not. You see how the conversation she had with her mother? Oh, you was happy all the time when you was little, this and that.
Right.
Can she have that conversation? What's going to happen when that child says, ask questions about her father?
That's why she need to move on.
So-
Because then what if the baby say, why you give me up?
No, I feel like she needs to give the baby to Octavia, and Octavia and her, she's going to have some sort of interaction with Octavia. That's my prediction.
Oh yeah.
I think she's gonna be. I don't think she wants to keep the baby. I think she's gonna have some sort of interaction with the baby and Octavia, where
Moochie,
that baby is
can
going
I
to
agree
know.
with you right there? I just want to agree with you, and I want to call out someone in the comments who said she's grown. She's not. We often put too much age. What do they say about black people, black kids? We age them up. We adultify them beyond where they're. Let's not forget, Keisha was kidnapped before she graduated. She was 17 years old. 17. She's not a grown woman. She's a child. Mm-hmm. She's only a couple years older than Kev.
Exactly.
Well, she's supposed to be at least 19 or 20.
She's not. I think she got to be like between 18 and 19. Let's say that.
Feel young.
Usually the average age of a kid that graduates from high school is 17, right? Yeah. It depends on when your birthday falls. So I'm going to give you between 17, 18, and 19. And I feel like I'm gonna give my prediction right now. I feel like she's gonna let Octavia have that baby, but she's gonna have a relationship with that baby.
And Octavia gonna get tired of her calling.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I would.
I think.
Hey, look, if you wanted to raise him, you should have kept.
I disagree. Unless they want to make a drama factor with it, then yeah.
Which they do.
I disagree. I feel like they might keep Octavia as a positive character. And they might keep her as a positive character because she, with the whole birthing process, I like everything with that, but I don't want to go too far, but I feel like they're going to keep her as a character and she's going to have interactions with that baby and they might age the kid up where they having conversations. That's what I'm going to say.
I get really frustrated when I see
Larry,
people
let Nita get in there.
talking about she's grown, man. She's not grown.
In there, Larry. Let Nita get in there, Larry.
Lamont, I'm good. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, so you don't got nothing to say?
She's not grown. She's a child. I mean, the girl is at most 18 years old. This happened. Remember, she was supposed to go off and go to school and go run a Pepperdine, which was going to happen right after she graduated. She never got to do that because she was kidnapped. She's not 19. She's at the most 18 years old. And even
she was missing so long when they gave away her scholarship.
So that was at least months, right? So that was months, right?
She was gone for that most of that summertime,
when she got back, it was winter time. It was winter time when you needed a coat.
My point is that she's a young child. She's only and here's the reality of it. If this were 1912, where people graduated and got full jobs and had houses when they were 18 years old and got married, cool. We're not in that world anymore. People are not really considered fully adults damn near until their mid-20s. Unless you happen to be a person who joins the military and goes off to war and grows up real quick, most people are still very much in their adolescent phase when they are in their 20s, their early 20s, because people are off to go to college and do other stuff. They're living at home. People can't afford to live on their own, so they can't go out in the world and grow up. So they're still very much in their adolescence phase. And even if all that wasn't true, she's still a damn kid because she got kidnapped as a kid and she's only maybe 18 right now. We need to stop telling our young black kids that 18, you're a full grown ass, fully formed adult and you should be out on your own. That shit is bull and it's not true. And we don't see that with any other race out there. People. All right,
what you're saying sounds great, but according to the law, you grown at 18 and your ass will go to jail as an adult. Period. Move on.
I mean, no, okay, so I'm going
legally an adult and an actual adult are two different things.
What color you are, at 18, you're an illegal adult. At 18, you're an adult. You will go to jail for a criminal offense as an adult. Am I right or wrong?
At 18, you are a legal adult.
Okay, so then that's what she is.
But that's not being grown.
But it don't matter. According to the law, you are grown. And we can all have difference of opinion. That's why the law is here.
You're not grown. You can't drink and stuff like that.
The law is what matters. According to the law, 18, she grown.
No,
it don't matter all that stuff you said. Sounds great. And you may be right, but according to the law,
kids are grown at 18. Look at a little white kid who gets their ass in trouble at 18, and the courts will say this kid should not have the rest of his life ruined by some stupid kid.
He may have better lawyers. He may have better lawyers.
Kid who gets in trouble, a little 16-year-old black kid, and they will say we're going to prosecute him as an adult, and this grown-ass man needs to go to jail for the rest of his motherfucking life. No, we make black kids that are 16, 17, 18 years old say they're grown-ups when their brains aren't even fully developed. But white kids, we will say they're fucking kids until they're in their 30s. We need to stop that.
You make it seem like that's every single case. It
is every fucking case.
According to the law, am I right or wrong? According to the law, a person is an adult at 18. Well, they supposed
We're not talking about a damn legal adult. We're talking about
we all have different interpretations and feelings on what somebody may do and may not do.
We're talking about someone being grown up.
I teach my son that he's considered an adult at 18 by the law, because if he goes and do something, he's going to jail with grown-ass men.
But do you treat your son as somebody who has all the worldly knowledge of someone who's 50 years old? No,
because I don't treat 40 and 50-year-old people that way. So I've come to learn that some people just get old and still don't know shit. So I don't treat anybody with all the worldly knowledge. I still learn new stuff. So when are you really?
Just because you're still learning does not mean that you're not a grown. I'm still learning today. I am a full grown up. But when I was 18 and 19 years old, I was not a grown up. I was an adult, but I was not a grown up.
But you wasn't an idiot. You knew what right from wrong was. You knew certain things that you should and shouldn't do, and that's why they consider people that make crimes and do stuff over 18 as a criminal go to jail like an adult.
Oh, you got a super chat.
Yeah.
Gemma. I appreciate that super chat. And then we got one from Randall Sparks who said, yes, Larry. And so before I move to you, Nita, I'm going to give you what I think both the brothers are trying to say. I just wanted to hear that one out. Yeah, the law says you're 18, but maturity-wise, psychologically-wise, and emotionally wise, most people ain't an adult at 18. Yeah, the law says you're an adult.
25.
The law says you are. But mature-wise, when it comes to the mind, the psyche, and all that, probably you ain't ready for that yet. But jump on in there, Nita. You the last one on this word.
Okay, I was just saying, I in this particular case, I am siding with Larry on this. Now, Jay, you are right in the legal sense of the matter, but as Larry said, it's not that black and white. It's not that cut. in the court of law, or if you get into some trouble, it's gonna be like
black
that.
and white. Exactly, and that's why it's a difference. You
For
know,
black people, for white people, it does.
well,
just
black
be real.
people with good lawyers
you got a
get the
point with
same
that, Larry.
privilege.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but black people with money and lawyers got the same privileges white people too. So
No, they
Not
don't.
always. Not
No,
always.
they don't.
okay.
Not always.
And usually, when our black children turn 18, they try to buck up on you and act like they're an adult, and then they make the decision to be an adult and do that. But Keisha, she just kind of fell into some she fell into some circumstances that was just not right. And so, I still want to hold grace for her because she was not mature enough to handle anything like that. I don't think anybody at any age should be able to handle anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Can you join the
like I said,
military and go
there.
die for your country at 18 and take a bullet? Can you go kill people at 18 over in another country in Iraq at 18?
Yeah, no one is debating with you that no one is debating the point with you that you're an adult at 18. No one is debating that point.
So the reason I say the law is this, because it's different maturity levels for different people. Some people aren't mature at 18. A lot of people aren't, regardless of their color. Some people are mature at 21, 25. Some people don't hit it till they 30 and finally.
That was not what was said. The point that I was addressing before was that people were saying she's grown. I'm saying she's not grown. I don't care if she's 18 or not. She's not grown.
And I'm saying I agree with your premise and what you're saying, but technically she is grown.
No, she's an adult, and there's a difference.
Because we can't say, well, technically, if she do this or that and commits a crime right now, well, don't punish her, law, because, she not grown, or she can't answer for the decisions she make right now. She knows what an abortion is. She knows what an adoption is. She knows what sex is. She knows what.
This is fucking brutal. We had this one
saying,
black woman that was kidnapped and repeatedly raped over months, and we expect her to be so mentally fit that she can make the best decisions for herself and her unborn child. This is.
I didn't say that.
This is insane.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said that she's
that's
grown.
Exactly what you're saying.
No, I said she's grown. I didn't say she's able to make the best decisions.
And you were saying she should be able to make all these incredibly insightful decisions that's best for her and her child. And we're all saying no.
No, you're trying to make it seem as if she's not responsible for her decisions.
For being repeatedly raped, and she's supposed to be able to deal with all this?
No, I'm saying that she's grown and she's an adult, and she's
not grown. She's an adult.
Okay, an adult means you're grown.
What's an adult mean?
Okay, listen. I feel like she's
a legal term.
You're saying she's not
mature.
That's the part that Larry's trying to.
But we don't know when that may kick in for her. What if she doesn't really mature until she's 30?
Maybe she won't because she has been traumatized.
So then she won't be responsible for none of her decisions until she's 30.
She might go into a regressive phase. She might go into a phase where she starts to go into regression. And people do in courts, as you say, when people go to court, they do take into
Does
people.
She know about counseling?
Hold on. People do take the courts do take people's backgrounds into consideration. That's why they have the sentencing phase where they say, let's talk about the person's mental health. Let's talk about their background, how they didn't have parents. Let's talk about the fact that they were pulled out of school and made to force to work. Or so they talk about all that stuff.
But why is she working? Who forced her?
Yeah, but that's exactly why she wasn't charged. That's exactly why she wasn't charged with murder when she killed her captor.
Exactly. I mean, she don't need to work. She don't pay no bills, and she does know about counseling and that exists.
So she wasn't charged with the crime for that. So
she didn't commit a crime. She wasn't charged with a crime because she was committing because it was self-defense.
I agree. No, that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, she's still a kid to me. She's still not. She's been traumatized. She was taken if she's in high school, I'm saying she's 17. So she wasn't legal when she was taken. So she's still not a kid.
This dude, Lawrence Curtis, talking about why was she dressed like that on a bus at the bus stop in the middle? You know what? I don't give a fuck if she was asshole naked. That does not give anybody the right to take someone else's body against their will. I don't care if she was walking around butthole naked. It does not give you the right to assault somebody.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna
teenagers' brains are not fully developed until a certain age. Hence, decision-making skills are forming. That's what Pixie said.
Okay. J-Mo, this one's on you. You starting this one out. So we get to this scene right here. when Emmett walked in, Jada boyfriend's cooking breakfast, and Emmett is coming over here to just tell his mama he feels for her, bring her a juicer, and she's basically talking about she appreciates him, she loves him, she's proud of him. Break this scene down for us.
Well, first off, I see she got her hair back. But moving along, it's good to see that this dude Suede is really like turning out to be there for her. So, normally people, will leave when times get hard in a relationship, especially if it's a new relationship. They ain't been together that long. At least from what we know. We don't know the timelines of a lot of this stuff, but it has been not that long from what it seems. And I think Emmett is being pretty petty still. Like, what is he still trying to do? Make his mama break up with dude and like move on, man. It's done deal. You still tripping about, his age difference. And nah, I don't eat pancakes from a man. Well, I'm not gonna eat barbecue from a man either. Like, I mean, what the hell that got to do with anything? Like, what you think he put a little extra sauce in the batter for you or something? Like, what is you on, man? Like, he a little too petty. I think he should be like thanking dude now. Like, you know what? At first I thought, this, that, and the other about you, but you've been here for my mom. I appreciate it, man.
Right.
Pass the syrup. But they got people like Emmett. He's not mature, but he's an adult. He should be more mature about the situation, but he's not. And who knows when that may happen. Whereas this dude is only 2 years older than him and is way more mature beyond his, years. Normally it takes somebody close to Jada's age to want to stick, around when times get tough. Especially in today's culture where he could just get on the app or pick up a new massage client and move on. He chose not to. So, it just shows that, maturity and age don't have a correlation, and it can happen at two different points of a person's life, and they could be damn near the same age.
All right, Nita, jump in.
Yeah, this was one of those type situations where Emmett was definitely being immature, petty. He was just, I was just like, what? I'm not going to eat no pancakes made by a man. I said, what? See, that's the type of toxic shit I keep telling y'all about. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, so when we go to your restaurant and you back there cooking, you got a man cooking, you're not going to eat his food.
Right.
Yeah, but he ain't the one sleeping with his mama. So, that's where Emmett coming from. Emmett just kind of feel like you sleeping with my mama.
And in Chicago, every summer they got something called Real Men Cook. That they got all men cooks and they all bring out restaurants and foods and make stuff. So I don't know why he even said that.
Right. It was just that little immature thing. But yes, I definitely like the maturity of, because he even referenced it himself. He said, y'all young dudes are so petty and dumb or whatever. And I mean, he basically put him on Front Street. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm taking care of your mother. You can't be here cooking pancakes. And then he got mad that he got mad that she told her partner before she told him. Right. Now I was sitting up here thinking, like, do you think that it might have been harder to tell you, Emmett? And that's when I was speaking to Larry in the last episode, where a lot of times you got to hear your parents' perspective. You got to hear their story. You got to hear their feelings, because a lot of times people put parents on pedestals and they're just people. They're just human beings just living. Like, we're trying to do the best we can, and it is not always going to be perfect. So, that's one of those type things. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. That's my time. I'll go.
And Moochie, before I get to you, might I add that it would help if Jada would be a little bit more open in her communication, because Homeboy is the one who technically found out about the lump in her breast.
Exactly. And I blame the writers for this.
Right.
I blame the writers for this.
He could have told Emmett, if it wasn't for me squeezing them big old teddies, we wouldn't have known.
Oh,
You
Lord,
really
have
want to
mercy.
know?
No, right here you go.
See,
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Give him a reason to be mad.
Go ahead, Moochie.
I feel like with this whole scene, Emmett is mad because he knew before Suede knew before he knew. So that was just like a little anger with the back and forth with them two. But I laugh at it because I had a situation similar to this with my son. So
Oh,
anywho,
you just
I
gonna
feel
throw
like
you just gonna throw him out there like that. I hope he's watching.
look.
I
Somebody
hope
was
he's
squeezing
watching.
them tickle
I
bits.
hope
He's watching. He's watching. But my other thing with this, I'm gonna get on you, Jay. You was talking about her not how she got her hair, but look how she got it covered with the bandana. So she might be going bald in some areas where she putting it up.
Right.
She receding.
No, the chemo.
I know. I'm just saying
The chemo and the
thing is
braids.
only in the
I'm
front.
speaking from experience because I know how it worked because I had somebody go through that where they had braids where we had to be like, all right, you gotta let it go now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going from that. So
Okay.
they given a somewhat realistic vibe with that.
We just don't know how long she been going through it. That's the only problem.
No,
If it
it's
just
not even
started
that.
one treatment.
It's not even that. They caught it late and she's still lying. They caught it late. She's still lying to Emmett. Let's get that out. And she's still lying that the situation is better than it is. And I'm mad at her for that. She's being selfish once again.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like how they say they caught it late, even though she told Suede she get it checked every year, but now you caught it late. Didn't you just get it checked last year?
He just got away from her. You know, it is what it is.
Yep. I'm coming to you now, Larry, to finish this up. And somebody in the comments want to know, how come every time a stepdaddy pop in the situation, they cooking pancakes and shit? At least this guy won't naked cooking pancakes. Jump on in there, Larry. Baby boy was naked in there cooking pancakes.
I know. Want some breakfast?
This show a mashup of every black show and movie.
Oh man, I don't want none of them eggs. I can tell you that right now.
I'll eat them all. And I don't eat eggs.
All right, Big Larry, last one on you, brother. Go and jump on in there.
Yeah, I just want to say, I know everybody seems to be quick to want to dog Emmett and say that he's being immature and petty, but let's not forget that Jada has a terrible fucking history with men and dating history with men, and Emmett has been there all along to pick up the pieces when she's fallen down because she got her heart broken from Darnell for the 15th time or some other random dude. So when Emmett sees a dude that used to go to school with him that's 2 years older and is a fucking sex worker, I think he has a right to be leery about this guy in his mother's house. I mean, the dude is a sex worker that's 2 years older than you, and your mom has terrible taste in men.
Look,
I mean,
Emmett
has every right to be skeptical about this situation.
She about to die, and she needs to get it in. I'm gonna put it out there.
I didn't say he is a sex worker.
Look, he
was
ain't
a
no more
therapist.
She about to die, so she need to get it in.
He's not a massage therapist. He's a sex worker.
He need to get it in.
He massaged them first. He didn't do it with everybody.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And that's why
he ain't no more. She about to die.
Let's not forget
she gotta get it.
It was Emmett's wife.
He part of
who gave his mother the business card to go see this dude in the first place.
Look, she gotta get it in, Larry. Look, she gotta go. She gotta get it in.
Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute. So Larry,
you guys
are you
always
saying
dogging Emmett out? Emmett's up there, and Emmett's always been there for his mom. He's always been there for his mom.
I'm gonna say it again. He ain't no more. She about to die. She gotta get it in.
Wait a minute, Larry. So Larry, are you saying that you think Cupcake Tiff maybe got a happy ending? Is that what
Of course she did. How else would she have known about that?
What in the world?
Why would
Look,
she
so
have the business
there
card?
she
And how
go
would she,
cheating
and how would she
again.
have even known to give the recommendation that she did when she gave it?
She might have heard it from a friend. How you know?
Right. That
Come on
Larry
now.
always
Look, girls talk. Look, girl, look. Nita,
do y'all
check it out.
give men?
I'm sorry. If
I
you
got
guys
this
remember that
massage
scene,
Look,
no,
you
if
don't
you
have
remember
to
that
get it if
scene,
you don't want to, Nita. But
sorry,
look, he do
if you
happy
remember that
endings.
scene, Moochie, Tiff spoke on that dude like she had firsthand knowledge. She didn't just say,
She could have
"Oh,
had first-hand knowledge from her homegirl." Here you go.
that's
Do
not
y'all give
firsthand
men?
knowledge."
Do y'all
He
give
did
men
have
this
his
much
cards.
benefit
all
of
I'm
a
saying.
doubt?
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I
She
want to
had
know.
firsthand knowledge.
He said he
Moochie,
From
massaged.
somebody else.
Moochie,
I'm
and
just
Nita, do
messing with
y'all
Larry.
give men that much benefit of a doubt? When
Y'all do.
Okay. If you do, then hey.
I'm trying to be the devil's advocate tonight.
And I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Look,
Yeah.
and Jenna said blasphemy. Look, look who said that.
Oh Lord. Okay. Oh Lord. Nita, this one's coming to
when
you,
they went
Nita.
to that class reunion, they ran into another chick that dude was breaking off.
One
All
more
right,
person.
Another client.
And he came clean. Like
Right.
I said.
He didn't. But my point is, this
Jada's
dude is a
ex was
motherfucking
there
sex
too.
worker.
And
This
Jada
dude is a
ex was there
prostitute. He's a
too.
man
So they won.
whore.
And they both 1 for 1. They tied. Jada
My
ex Darnell was there.
this is my point is that Emmett has every right to be skeptical of this dude who's only 2 years older than him and is a bona fide sex worker. And now he's up here with your moms. You have
But Emmett
every
don't
right
know
to
all
be
that.
skeptical of this motherfucker.
You said
Emmett should have
bona
had a
fide sex
conversation
worker?
with
Let
him.
one of your moms start have her boyfriend be a
Jay,
sex
I don't
worker.
need
He
to
didn't know that. He
I
didn't
don't
know
need
that.
to
He
know.
didn't know that. He didn't know
He
about
didn't
the
know
happy
that.
ending.
Right,
That's what I
Emmett
said.
don't know
Larry
that.
making the assumption.
Emmett been known this dude was a sex worker.
He did
No,
not.
he didn't
He did
find
not.
out that. Listen, remember when he came to the house and he was coming out?
Right, and he was
And
talking
he was
to
like,
him.
"Yeah, I just finished servicing somebody that lived on 2 such and such." And he was like, "Wait a minute, that's where my mom lived."
And he
But
said,
that's
"You
how
giving
he
them
made
happy
it.
endings?" He said,
around here
"Sometimes."
again. He knew what his boy was up to. He knew
But
him. He knew what he was
No,
up to.
But he asked him, he said, "You giving out happy endings?" He's like, "Sometimes."
Emmett knew, but he was
Y'all
like, "Yo,
need to
you
go back
still."
and rewatch. Y'all
No,
need to go back and
I agree
rewatch.
with
Not
you,
even
but
good
he
enough
didn't
for
know
you to
that he
rewatch
was
it.
seeing his mother. And that, remember, he almost chased him up the block.
But before
Yeah,
he
that's
found
right.
out it
Share
was
my
his
love
mother,
said Emmett need to mind his business. Yep.
that's true. But before
Look,
he
mama
found
gotta
out it
have
was
a
his
light
mother,
too.
he like,
I'm
man,
gonna go
he
right
was
with
giving
baby
him
boy.
that.
Mama gotta have a
Just
light
like you
too.
grown, I'm grown too.
Mama
Right.
gotta have
Mama
a
got a
light
lot
too.
like too.
But remember, Emmett was giving him props. Like, dude, you giving out massages with happy endings? He was like, sometimes.
Moochie,
So it ain't
Moochie,
like, yeah.
Moochie, Nita, both of you have boys. How your boys gonna feel if you start dating a sex worker? You think they're gonna be cool with it?
What
First
you
of all,
gonna
I
say?
wouldn't date no sex worker, but I
Yes,
have
why
dated
not?
somebody
You
with
would.
that felt like
You
you know
would.
the movie Baby
You
Boy.
need to get it
That's
in.
one.
That's like saying, why you dating
But,
strippers?
you know,
Look,
I ain't
look,
got
I have
okay,
dated
no,
somebody
like,
with my
good
son
enough
felt
for
like he
David,
woke
not
up
good
in the
enough for
movie
you?
Baby Boy, and that's all I'm gonna say with that.
Okay.
I'm saying
All right.
is, I'm not
quiet
blaming
after that
Emmett.
one,
I'm not blaming Emmett for being skeptical of this dude. Emmett's not petty and immature. Emmett is protective because he's dealing with. He doesn't know if this dude is legit or if there's a fox in the hen house. That's what he's protective.
I'm gonna say one thing. They got everybody putting the blame on other people for stuff that they should be like. Imani blames Trig for what these other girls and Nuck is doing, or Imani blame Duda and Tracy about the person getting killed instead of getting the cops or something to do it. Or now Emmett blaming Suede for what his mama chose to be in that relationship. Like, everybody need to blame and talk to whoever's responsible for it.
and that's what that's one thing that I try to hold the Black community accountable for, is not taking accountability for yourself. Instead of always trying to blame somebody else, come on, get self-reflective. Like, everybody, if you are in it, you are participating in it. So if you stop participating, it won't happen. Period. Take accountability.
Nita, this is for you. So now we get to Jason Weaver's character. Fresh out of jail. He done got into it with Imani, and he's going for a job interview. He didn't want Imani, the man, this is his quote, to tie him a tie. So he figured out how to do it on his own. But the brother get to the job interview, and it looks like he might get the job, and then he starts flipping out.
Right.
And homeboy up here drinking his coffee with his CeeLo green head, and just chilling. And all of a sudden, he blames management is going to have to get back to him. So Nita take off with this one. And then the end of this story, we see Trig roll up at this job site and picks him up and go away. Now, I got a question I want to know from all y'all. Do Trig have some ownership in this business? Because how the hell he just roll up on the interview like it's his business? Take it away, Nita.
No, I think I thought he dropped him off. You don't think he dropped him off? Like gave him a ride?
I'm
That's what I thought.
I'm 100% sure he dropped him off. But if I drop somebody off, I'm not coming in the premises. He came in the premises. He walked in there. That was a
production flaw.
I'm still not going in there unless it's my business or something. I'm not getting out of the car. I'm dropping you. I'm Ubering you. I don't have to get out the car unless I got some business in there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the thing when let's just say Jason Weaver, unless they put some prosthetics on him, he did not age well. And you see black men age well.
He's like 45 years old.
But 45. He look like he's like 65.
He's
45?
He older than me. I mean, I'm 43.
Hey, man.
I know I age very well, but everybody
it was jail.
But we just look old because they say that age. They say prison ages people.
Yeah, I'm about to say
that's
jail.
true.
Okay, but in real life, this Negro look like he older than the daddy off Good Times today.
You know what? He's 41, y'all.
He's 41. Oh, he's younger than me. Damn.
He's an old
Maybe
they got him like this because of prison.
He got that prison tan.
He look like grandpa.
Because not for nothing, he got money.
You see that Vlad TV interview?
Well, jump on in there, Moochie.
Okay, with this, I feel like he put his own foot in his mouth with this interview.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He messed his own self up because the guy that's interviewing him knew his family.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he was gonna he was gonna speak a good, he was gonna put in a good word for him. And this is where I blame the writers right here with this. Like you wanted this to go left where he was cursing in the middle of at the end of the interview and stuff like that. Like he couldn't have any sort of composure with himself. And he was honest from the beginning, which he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to tell them that he was in jail already. Like he was being honest from the get-go. Like
his
let me just tell you,
Radio Shack.
Yeah, I think he did that much because it was such a long gap in between.
Yeah, I understand that.
He should have wrote.
But he didn't have to say that.
He should have wrote he been working at Imani's for 10 years and then gave their number down as a reference and had them lie.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's been working here.
They can find out if you have a criminal record or not. And
no, I know that. I know that, but it was just like with that I know he was honest with bringing it out.
Right.
And the guy even said, "Look, I understand what you're going through." And when he said that, "Oh, you don't know what I'm." Why are you going there?
Good point. That's a damn
he
good
was
point.
just saying, like, look, I understand what you're going through. I even have family in jail. I'm gonna see what I could do, but I don't have control. He's just telling him the real deal. Look, I don't have control over hiring, but I could put in a good word for you. They could have had him say something like that.
Right.
Where he ain't lose it, but they want him to have some sort of animosity and be the angry black guy. Here's another thing where they show black men in a bad light, and I agree with Larry with this.
Okay.
And he even brought up, they said the government got incentives for people who hire convicted felons.
Yeah, but the guy did not give him a hard no. So why is he getting upset?
So Big Larry, I'm coming to you. Maybe he should have asked him, "Hey, bro, can you sing like CeeLo Green? Because I can still sing for real, and we can start a group."
You know,
there you go, Larry.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean, all the times that I talk about them projecting black men in a bad light, this is one of those times where I thought like this was sort of something that could have been fairly accurate and true to life, because what happens with a lot of people when they come out of prison, if they don't go through if they don't have one of those prisons that has a reacclimation sort of program, so that they help people get ready for their release and help them know how to interview and how to deal with people on the outside, again, oftentimes you go into places and you don't respond well to what most of us think is normal, just everyday stimuli. For them, it's become something hostile and something that they need to show aggression towards, and they're easily angered. And I think this is one of those things where if he had gone through some sort of reacclimation or I forgot what they call it, reintegration, one of those reintegration programs, he probably would have done better in this job interview, and he just didn't. And it showed that he was still struggling with his issues of being in prison, and he hasn't been out very long. And for this very reason, and I don't know if they have in Chicago, I can't imagine they don't, but there are businesses in Chicago that only hire ex-offenders who are just getting out of jail, and they use those jobs as stepping stones to teach them how to get back into the workforce, how to relate to people again, in the normal world, and then they move on from that job to something else. It helps them get their work history back up. It helps them learn how to just reintegrate with society. And I think he probably would be better off in one of those jobs than something like this, because even if he had gotten this job, it's likely that one of his coworkers would say something to him the wrong way, and not knowing how to respond like a non-prison individual, he might have actually gotten into a physical altercation and hurt somebody and ended up back in jail.
Cool. J-Mo, finish this wheel off.
I think this is another bite from power, and they trying to make him be the asshole, so they got to gear it up like they did Ghost in season 6, so that when we see him have beef with Trig, we'll side with Trig as the audience. And so we see him going off, and people look at him and say, he's stupid, he this, he that, da 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 da. Whereas I think he could have gave this dude a shot. Like, he didn't give him a hard no. Yeah, he may not be reacclimated, but he seemed in every other scene up until this scene to be fine with dealing with people. No, it wasn't a job interview, but he was working at Imani's, this, that, and the other. Now all of a sudden he been disappeared for one episode. We ain't seen where he been, what's been going on. Next thing you know, we see him trying to be scared to get a tie put on, like, he gonna get the gay disease or something. I don't get it. He should have let Imani put the tie on. Then all of a sudden he say he don't know how to put a tie on, but the tie is on. Well, how'd that happen? Who did it? Would he know magic too? I don't know, man.
He might went on YouTube.
Right. So he know how to work YouTube and do all of that, but he don't know how to chill for a minute. Like you say, CeeLo, he knew his people. That he got a foot in the door. Relax.
Chill out.
Yeah, chill.
Good one.
And then having the dough and stuff ain't gonna help.
Right. Moochie, you on deck now, Moochie. You ready for this one, Moochie?
I'm here. I'm ready to shoot.
So me and Larry's dream for Keisha look like it's about to get shut down. So this is the guy that worked at Hood Wheel with Keisha, and they going outside having a little conversation. And you already see the way the writers is playing this, that they want this to be the romantic person for Keisha. And as they're talking, getting to know each other, Keisha starts having contractions. Talk about what you think this scene means for the show, Moochella.
All right, Keisha's co-worker Christopher. That's his name. I feel like he knows everything that happened with her, and their stories is some sort of similar to with losing their scholarship and being back in the hood.
Right, and he knew from the news what happened.
He knew from the news what happened to her, and he still wanted to get to know her.
Right,
and I feel like he knows what happens, and he's like, I just want to get to know you. I like when they went outside to go on break when she was explaining everything while she goes back there to get a little bit of air. he was like, well, if what you see is out on the floor, why do you tell them you're going to go check in the back? And she was like, well, I do that because I just need some time, a getaway. And then and when he explained how he wanted to have the getaway with her, I like that. I like this kid as a character. He got a good head on his shoulders. He's a book smart guy. I wouldn't call him a nerd because I heard people calling him that. He's just a guy that's book smart. Got injured playing basketball and lost his scholarship, so now he's back in the hood. He's not one of them boys just running around in the hood doing stuff. He's a kid that was into his books and ball. That's how I see him.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of y'all love Moochella's voice, so I'm gonna let y'all know she's gonna start an OnlyFans page and she's gonna talk to y'all.
You know where here you go.
So Big Larry, I'm gonna give it to you, Big Larry. You know how Lena Waithe does positive black men. What you think gonna happen with this relationship with this brother Christopher?
Probably nothing good if it goes the way the rest of this show is gone when brothers are shown in a good light. But I like this dude because the thing that really caught me was how incredibly just considerate and tender he was. Like when he told her, yeah, I know what happened. I've watched the news. I saw it in the news. I mean, that was one thing to let her know right then. But the other thing is the fact that he's been working with her all this time and never just pressed her, never said anything to her, never made her feel weird about it. It was never like, oh, tell me what happened, and all gossipy. And then he was just sort of like, she's gone through something. She's obviously suffering the consequences of that still. And he was just very considerate and tender with her in relation to that by not saying anything. And a lot of people just don't know how to not say something. Some people have to always be up in your business, and we don't see that from him at all. He seems like a straight up legit dude. I hope he continues to be that.
Why people think he's gonna be a stalker?
Right.
Some people
I'm trying to figure that out. How y'all see him being a stalker?
No, you can't do that twice in a row. You can't repeat the same storyline twice in a row. That doesn't make any sense.
I had one person say he might be the son of old boy that kidnapped.
No.
Before I get to you, J Mo, let me shout out Michael Hodges coming through with the big $4.99 super chat. Says he a real one, 100%. Reminds me of myself a little bit. Having said that, J Mo, what you think about this brother? And if they go down the road of repeating stuff, they're gonna wind up being just like the show that got canceled, that my boy Lucius Lyons played on, and nobody wants to see them go down that road.
Yeah, I mean, they already took a little piece from every show of a black person ever been on and put it into this season. So, telling what it is. We got Baby Boy, Power, Empire,
right.
Minister Society, Old Dog. We got everybody already up in here that made an appearance. So I don't know what.
We got musical acts. We got Jason Weaver. We got CeeLo. Hell, we even got the Brat. It's a 90s reunion.
Right. So I don't know what boy they
too much tonight.
La, yeah.
So they did a lot already. So I don't know. But anyway, I don't know, man. I didn't see enough of this dude yet to really know what he may or may not be. If I was him, I wouldn't have said I saw your story and stuff. I would have just let her tell whatever she gonna tell and just been like, oh, okay, that's what's up. I wouldn't have been like, I know, I saw everything. I know your story, girl. I mean, nah, he ain't saying that way. But anyway, one thing I did notice is that sign show they in the Spanish neighborhood, the Mexican neighborhood, because this is Spanish. In Chicago, you go in there, they got all the signs in Spanish and stuff. So I'm wondering where they did some of the filming for some of this stuff. But that's on the little side note, because I'd be looking at some places in the city and wondering where it is. But other than that, I don't know, man. This dude, he ain't do enough, see enough. We ain't even seen him in the store not once until now. And then all of a sudden he pop up talking about he need a break. Need a break? You ain't even been working. Where the hell you been when she up here putting up all this stuff and belly is swole, hurting, punching the clock? Help her in. What you talking about? You need to disconnect.
He knew. She training him.
Well,
there you go.
Y'all ain't get
here's
that?
the training right here. Any job I ever work with women, they got you doing a lot more work than what he been doing. I always had to pick up the heavy boxes and do a lot of the other stuff. And you know, I guess that's just how I go. So
that's production. You know, that's just them dropping the ball. I'm telling you, I feel like he's new because she asked some questions and she was like, you know, she was telling him what to do. Like everything that I saw, it felt like he was new and she was training him. That's what I thought. And so
yeah, because she was telling him about going on break, and if this is not here, and if it's not out here, then we don't have it. And that's how they got into the conversation.
But I like it. I like that they introduce his character, and I like that, like, it's not like you're not a Scarlet Witch. You don't know about what's going on. I think that introducing this character, well, you know what? It would have been interesting because Emmett already knew what happened to her. That it would have been good to see someone who wanted to get, you know, involved with her that didn't. But I don't think that anybody who got a belly out to here that you're gonna have a man hitting on you and trying to pursue you.
No, I'm saying we should have seen him trying to help her while she's stressing or whatever. Somebody say why I'm dissing on women, Cheryl and Ma. How I diss? I said why we ain't seen him helping her.
Yeah, you've been a little hard.
We see him is talking about
first day.
See, here's the thing. I think there's one thing.
He said he need a break on your first day. You need a break.
I think it's one thing. I think it's one thing to just have a guy hit on a pregnant woman randomly if you're like in the street or at the grocery store or something. I think it's different for this guy when he knows who she is because they work together and they've sort of been around each other for a little bit, and he's just sort of talking to her because he's sort of feeling her. I mean,
no,
it is what it is.
He shouldn't act like that. She was like, oh, you know what happened to me? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like she genuinely felt surprised that he said it's all over the news. And I knew, and then she was like, why are you working here? Like, these are conversations you have with people that you are just getting to meet. So it's not like he's been working there all this time. If she's showing him the ropes and she just learned the ropes, like,
but they've been there, but they were there working with each other for a little while. Even if it was, let's say it was 2 weeks even. Let's just say they only been there working together for 2 weeks. Fine. This is somebody you're around for 8 hours a day or how many hours a day every day for 5 days a week or something. It's one of those things where it's like you're around somebody enough that you get to know them, you get a feel for them. And yeah, it would be weird if he just was trying to holler at some random pregnant chick on the street, but someone that you're around that you work with and he's sort of feeling her. It's like, okay, I'm feeling your mind. I'm seeing who you are. I'm interested in you. I understand you have a situation obviously going on there. And so maybe nothing comes of it, but he's talking to her because he's feeling who she is.
I mean,
I didn't think that he tried to holler at her in that conversation. I didn't pick up on he was trying to get with her. I just picked up that he was just being friendly.
You know what?
Yeah, that's what I picked up too.
CJ32, did I sleep with your mom or something? Are you mad at me? Are you acting like Emmett? You're acting like Emmett with that dude. You're being all petty in the comments every single episode. I want to know what I did to you.
Walking it back.
I want to know what I did to you.
No, what we're trying to say is that it seems new. Like there is, I don't see anything that points to that they've been working together. Everything seems new to me.
They showed the scene. They showed the montage of them working together over the.
She agreed with me. Anybody else? Does the relationship seem new?
It seems new. It seems like he's trying to get to know her. I didn't see it as. I see it as he knows what happened to her, and he's just trying to be her friend at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, like let's talk to
Jay. Yeah, okay, so you said that he wasn't hitting on her, but he said next time you want to take a break, tell me. I might want to take a break with you. But nigga, you need to be working on the floor while I'm taking a break. So I'm not gonna tell you we can't leave the whole floor empty.
Well, she ain't the supervisor.
Look, they did, and she had those sour Twizzlers or whatever those things was. She ate that.
I mean, I've shared snacks with coworkers, and I've talked or whatever. That doesn't mean I wanted to sleep with them, or they wanted to sleep with me.
Right.
We don't know. He may already got somebody.
I feel like
women always want to wonder why dudes don't act right. It's like you're a nice guy. You talk to somebody, and your motives are questioned. You're a nice dude like Kevin, and then your girl cheats on you. Then after a while, niggas are
that's what somebody said in the comments about him being.
I'm not gonna cut you off right here, right now, because she did not even say none of that. All she did was proceed.
I'm talking about y'all. I'm not saying she said it. I'm talking about y'all questioning his motives.
I wasn't.
I'm talking about everybody. Whoever's on this thread, who's in the comments, everybody. I'm talking about everybody. People have been questioning this dude's motives, like he's up to no good. And I'm like, this is a dude that you work with.
He presented himself correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no problems about how he presented himself. And if he was picking up on her, she did, even through the trauma that she endured, she still allowed him to take up space in her world. She brought him back there with her, she didn't.
Her world, they had the job site. That ain't her world.
That is part of her world.
They got the same world together. They orbit in the same planet.
She let her in her space.
She didn't block him. Is that what Sarah was saying? That women block him. She didn't block him.
I agree with you, Nita, because in that moment, if she's gonna be with someone, she needs someone like him who already knows what happened and is not afraid. You can't go meet some guy and then she's worried about how do I tell about all this stuff that happened to me, and then you finally tell him, and then he's afraid and runs off because he can't handle it. Where instead you meet a guy who's wholly unafraid to take on the challenge, which is you.
I look at it like this. She could have blocked him, but why? Like, then next thing you know, she'd been needing help with the customers, and he could have blocked her ass right back. So what you blocking for? We at work, girl. We talk with coworkers. I don't want your draws. I'm being nice.
Like it's not even that deep yet. I don't know. We dwelling on this for what reason?
Yeah, let's jump to the next one, who starts out with Larry. Speaking of which, by the way, Tressa C has alerted me that we've got damn near 300 people watching this, but we've got less than 100 likes. Everybody that can hear my voice, please hit that like button. And half of y'all share the content, because we put out great products on this channel, and we would like for you to share it and subscribe to everybody else's channel. But importantly, like the video.
Do that.
And Larry, we coming to you because now we get into the meat and potatoes of this review. And thank goodness we down to the last 30 minutes. So here we go. Duda arrives at the gala. He comes in like he's super black man pimp. And after he gets there, takes his photos, he runs straight over here to the children and tells them not to eat up all the shit and go mingle. Start your monologue, Larry, on what's going on when Duda arrives and gives the children the good word on what they should or should not be doing.
Yeah, this was just a really weird scene. It was just awkward and weird. It was like he came over there and told him don't eat all the stuff. Then he said, "Oh, just go ahead, eat everything, have fun." It was just weird. And I mean, to be honest with you, if I was editing this piece, I would have cut this scene out.
I would have too.
Because it didn't feel like it added anything to the episode. It was just weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm asking y'all these questions about these scenes. I don't see where nothing in that connected to nothing.
And nobody even laughed in the scene when he made his joke other than him. He thought that was the biggest funny he ever dropped. Eat everything. Eat everything.
To me, it was just the point.
The only thing that
Jake could say he didn't like Duda.
Yeah, that was gonna say that's the only thing that might have been there was when Jake said "fuck that nigga." But we already know how Jake feels about him. Right. We didn't need something else.
Right.
You know.
Philly. J-Mo, go ahead and take the floor.
One thing that I noticed with all of this Douda stuff from when he was walking in the beginning to this and that is like, where is his security? I think I saw one guy with him in like one or two scenes. It looked like that's a guy maybe behind him in this scene, but you're the mayor of Chicago making controversial moves and you don't need security. You walk everywhere you go by yourself. You go into the rooftop. Nobody watches your back. Nobody anywhere. Like, what are you doing? How is this possible? And how are people coming into a function? Well, I don't want to jump ahead.
The problem with that, Jay, is that security is provided by the city police for the mayor that runs that city. That's his problem.
But still, that would still make them do their job. Where they gonna get at least he could have had Tracy Bag Lady Patrol or somebody, something.
He did. He did have these two big black bald head dudes that I don't know if they private security, but he did have them. Okay,
he might want private security because I don't think he can probably feels like he can trust the police.
Right. Since Nita's on break, go ahead and jump in, Moochella.
I feel like with this scene, like I said, it was unnecessary, but it gave Jake an opening to just say how much he hate him.
Oh yeah, well, Jake, you know what? Jake ain't need no opening. Jake hate his guts. After Jake seen him beat the hell out of that guy and kill him, Jake ain't been feeling him no more.
I still don't understand that. Why does Jake take that so personal? He didn't know the guy. He didn't see Reg.
I still think he knows that he killed Reg, though. He knows he was involved with Reg dying.
But he wasn't, though. He didn't protect Reg, but Reg did that on his own.
I agree.
Yeah. So like this don't make sense.
I agree with what you're saying, but that's how the writers is making it feel that way.
Yeah. All right, Nita, jump on in there, Nita.
Yeah, that whole scene was he was so corny. Like he was like, "Don't eat all the food." Like you want me to do something for you, but you don't want me to eat the food. Like, well, what am I coming here for? Like, I mean, I'm coming here, I can't eat. And then he was like, "Oh no." I guess he understood how ridiculous he looked and sounded when he said that. Because I was just like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, they supposed to be doing some work for you. They look good, whatever. I mean, it was what it was. It was kind of corny to me. It was just like a nothing burger, like Larry was saying.
Okay, well, we'll move on beyond the nothing burger and go to J Mo for this, because this was a something burger, because this girl played her ass off in this. So we finally done got down to Keisha having the baby, and she's going to have a water birth. She is having the baby, and she calls in the nurse midwife. And as she's delivering the baby, she's going through all the emotions. You see her pain face, and she delivers the baby, and Mrs. Brown is right there. J-Mo, take over the birth delivery scene. Water birth at that. That means this girl had no analgesics. She had no painkillers, and she delivered that. Because I was sitting here saying, she delivered that baby. There won't no blood in the water. The baby pops out literally in 2 seconds. And I still remember you delivering L, and it ain't happened like that.
No.
So jump on in
I
there,
can believe that because they do say that
cutter.
younger women have easier times during childbirth.
Well,
I disagree with that again because y'all tend to forget I am a certified respiratory therapist who has worked in labor and delivery with all ages, and they all have a little bit of blood that pops out.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be.
It should be some.
It's definitely some blood, but
right.
So when the show comes on, I normally live tweet, about the stuff and to the show. And so one thing I said, and they did retweet it, is I said, because people kept saying how powerful a moment this was, and this, that, and the other, to show a live birthing scene with a black doula and this and that. And I said the show missed an opportunity to explain what was the importance of this.
Mm-hmm.
Why was this so powerful? Why was it important as a viewer, as a man? And also, I even asked some ladies that was on my show if they knew why. She said she didn't know. So, like, you could have explained why this was so powerful and important, and what is the benefits versus going to the hospital, and why was this so great? Like, I didn't understand why she chose to do this for a baby that she wasn't going to keep. I see if you was going to keep the baby and you didn't want to have all these drugs and you care about this and that, you wasn't keeping the baby. Why go through all this pain and uncomfortable situation when you didn't have to? Especially for a baby you wasn't in love and wanted to keep. Like what? Now they're going to say that's another reason why she want to keep the baby. And I guess they realized what I said made sense, because like, why you didn't explain it? A line or two would have made it make more sense to me. Otherwise, it didn't make no sense to me why this occurred. Why was this powerful? I don't know.
Jay, I could give you my analogy of the breakdown.
You next,
I could give you my analogy of the breakdown.
You next, Moochie, then it's Nita. So go ahead, Moochie, jump on in there.
Okay, I'm going to backtrack to last episode when they went to the hospital for her breast contractions.
Okay.
The doctor didn't know who she was, didn't address her by her name, and he just used the patient. So,
but wasn't that an emergency room?
It was the emergency room,
so
but he was an obstetrician that was there, where he was like, okay, it's a lot of patients. I'm not saying that they wasn't an emergency room, but this is what the writers are doing to use this as their reason for having the whole birthing pool and the whole natural birth and the midwife and all of that. Okay. Now, when they you got to remember, I don't know if you was paying attention to all the details when they started the whole birthing scene, because we kept flashing back and forth from the ball to the birth to all of that.
They lit some sage.
There you go.
And see, that's what weed smokers used to do to bless the house. I didn't know why you needed that for
that was to bless the house and get rid of the bad energy.
I sure didn't see no blunt in the air. Like, what's
the
up?
Father is. Keep in mind who the kid father is, and I feel like
sage every night.
Pardon me.
She should have been lighting sage every night before she went to bed.
And opening the windows to let that bad energy out. I feel you. But she didn't know all of this, because you know why? Her mother's on some other shit. I'm gonna just say it. Her mother's on some other stuff. And I'm gonna just go there with that. Now I'm getting back to the birth situation. Octavia wanted, to me, it was a whole bonding experience. It was a whole bonding experience where they wanted all positive energy. They wanted they wanted when the baby comes in to come into a positive portal. That's what they said. I'm just I'm not saying I'm trying to let you understand what vibe they're trying to give us.
Right. Okay.
And that's where they was going with the birthing pool and all of that. Because remember, the guy he was ready to take the baby right there and induce labor. And all she had to do was drink water because she has spicy food.
Okay. All right. Nita the Diva jump in there, but let me shout out my super chatter who dropped in with the Fat Daddy 999, Sally Ann House. Hey, you guys, great show. Thank you for watching us, my sister. We appreciate that. Now go ahead, Nita, jump on in there. And for the record, when my wife delivered our baby at Duke University, I brought candles of peppermints and all this stuff to try to ease her tension and help the baby flow on out. Plus, being a respiratory therapist, I've smelled some things, and I wanted to make sure nobody smelled anything. But peace and tranquility. Go ahead, Nita.
Wait, I can't.
You're going to throw that up in the air and then move along? Okay.
Just move along. Hop along. Hop along. One leg if you have to. But go ahead, Nita.
I can't. Oh, my God. Okay, so... Wait.
Oh, snap.
Wait, I'm trying to get myself together. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that with this particular scene, this scene was basically, that's how I knew the episode was directed by a woman, because this scene was so good. Like all the other shit was trash. I didn't really like how they are writing these people and doing how they are portraying their characters, because we know these people to be a certain type of way, and it feel like they're acting opposite of what they would normally portray and do. But this scene was beautiful to me, because for me as a womanist, not a feminist, let's get it straight. I'm not a
What's the
feminist.
difference?
I'm a womanist.
What's the difference?
I believe in women and what they contribute to the earth and what they do in this space. And I do believe in gender roles. Like, I'm not trying to be equal to y'all, because I already know that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being realistic. I'm a womanist. I'm not a feminist. I don't
And
want
what
to
do feminists
y'all.
believe?
I don't want to do none of that. That's just that's what I'm on. But in this role, in this scene, it just shows how important women are to the universe, how we bring life forward. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh my God, this is just so beautiful. And I remember Larry saying that her like screaming during labor was a horror scene out of
Blah.
she
horror scene.
out of a horror movie. I was like, what the hell?
Why
Very
did the way they
funny.
presented that image look like it?
Larry, I don't understand what let you have something the size of a what's the biggest of a walnut through the hole of your penis.
I'm not saying
You
that.
ain't gonna scream.
I'll explain when I get to my point.
Yeah.
Look, let me finish. I want to finish.
Ahead.
I like
what
your
I'm
shirt
saying
though,
is
Larry.
that, you know, Larry, you maybe you, I remember you saying that her hair was straight and silky, but all throughout this episode, her hair was naturally curly. Like even when she was looking at the baby book, when she was at work and all that stuff, like maybe she didn't straighten her head at that point in time, and she didn't know she was going into labor. But I don't understand why a black woman's hair growing out her head is something deemed out of a horror story. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what it's like to bring an 8-10 pound baby out of a penis hole. I'm gonna need you to stop that. So we are
the Moochie hole a little bigger than a penis hole, but go ahead.
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay,
but it's
and it does expand and stretch like a muscle.
And that we should get respect for.
Okay, but it ain't like you did it. The God get respect for it. But go ahead.
Moving on. What I'm trying to say is that this was a beautiful scene to me, and you know, it's just so much I want to say about it. Nina and Dre holding her together. It was like a village. Like, I'm not gonna say everybody's name. Even Jada was there, and Nina had problems with Jada, but they were all there together to hold this woman, uplift this woman through the tragedy that she had been
one quick question.
Exactly. I saw this as a bonding moment.
Can a man be a doula?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what was more powerful? Why was it so powerful that it was women versus a man?
I had a
problem with that too. Because
you just said they do.
They can't do it, but they won't do
it. A male delivered my son at the hospital.
No, a male doctor, not a doula.
So why is no male doulas?
Because y'all think it's less than. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all with y'all thinking. Y'all think male nurses, male doulas are like less than. It's for women. That's what they nurses. Do. If y'all want to be a male doula, then fucking be a male doula.
They do have male doulas though.
It's more like a donor instead of a doula.
Here you go.
Got it.
Here you go.
Nita, let's let Larry jump in here. Go ahead, jump on in, Larry.
All right.
First of all, I just want to say I never said anything about her hair being straight or not straight. What I said is that they had her in there with her hair looking crazy because they showed the scene, and I said it looked like a horror scene because when they showed the trailer for it, they only showed like 2 seconds, and basically it was her with her hair all out and crazy because it wasn't done, where normally her hair is always whipped and done, whether it be natural and curly or whether it's pulled straight, whatever it is, her hair is usually always whipped. And in this scene, the 2 seconds they showed in the trailer when we talked about it, she was up there with her hair looking crazy and wild. She's looking up at the camera with her mouth gaped open, screaming, and there's water beneath her, and there's like 5 people holding her down. That shit looked like a scene out of a horror movie. If someone could have literally have taken that, transplanted it to another movie, and said, "Oh, this is a scene from such, this is a movie poster for such and such horror film," and you would have said, "Yeah, that makes perfect sense," because that's how it looks. And they didn't give us enough context in that to really say, "Oh yeah, okay, this is going to be a beautiful scene with a bunch of women supporting her." No, it was a scene with her in this birth pool in someone's living room with her hair looking wild, screaming.
No,
right.
That's
It
not
was-
what it was.
I think they should have gave more context.
That's what I told. That's what I said.
You
when
saw
we,
all the women there.
Hold on.
Did
At the
you
time
not
we said that, we were not talking about the whole scene because we hadn't seen the whole scene. We were talking about the trailer of that, from what we saw from the previous episode. We just saw the trailer and they only gave us like 2 seconds of it. And so that's what I was saying. It looked like a scene out of a horror movie because it did. Now, as far as this particular scene,
oh my God.
no, those 2 seconds of it did look like a scene, like a clip out of a horror film. It did.
Okay.
The whole
You don't know what it's like to give birth in.
Right.
No, what I'm trying, you guys are taking. No, you guys are trying to take
to the woman.
No, stop. Just stop it. Lamont, take this picture down for a minute.
They pulling the Stephen A. Pull it down. I need to see my face.
Here's a respect to the woman that she's supposed to have.
You guys don't want to hear anything anyway.
No,
so
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Go ahead.
I'm listening. Go. I'm listening. Go.
So what I'm saying is you cannot take, after you've seen the whole scene, you cannot say, okay, I've seen the whole scene, I'm going to go back and judge something that was said about a 2-second clip. I knew there was going to be more to this scene, but what I was commenting on was that little 2-second clip. I said it looked like something out of a horror scene because it actually did. Now, as far as this overall scene, this was a beautiful scene that should have been in another series or another episode or something else. It should not have been in this episode because, again, it didn't really do anything for this episode. In this whole scene with her giving this water birth and going through natural labor, all of this made absolutely no sense for a young lady who was about to give her child up. Why would you go through all of this pain to be so connected with this child that you are literally handing off to someone else?
The whole season, they've been doing that. They've been laying.
I've been complaining the whole season that it made no sense, and I've been complaining the whole season
my
that
question is,
exactly.
my question is,
I wouldn't worry on that though. The whole season stuff ain't been making sense though.
My question is, do you think she did this? Do you think she did the birth for Octavia?
Why would you do that?
I'm just asking. Look, don't.
I think they should have explained it, had a conversation scene, said a line or two, something to make us understand it better. Is all I'm saying.
Think she did the birth. I think she did the birth and did that because she has somewhere in her mind had not decided that she was giving that child up. That's why I think she did it. Because I still don't think there's any reason why this young woman would have gone through all of that in a way that you would be very much more bonded with your childbirthing experience and that child, only to give it up. It made no sense to me, and I think she did it because she had not fully decided.
And I think it's Dre influence because Dre the one that seems to don't like doctors. Yeah, but I think this a little of Dre influence against doctors. She don't like doctors with Jada.
I don't think it was. I think it was Octavia's thing. When that whole episode, when that whole thing happened, the last episode with the emergency thing, I think that's what turned
Octavia.
Keisha off with the doctor and Octavia. The mother, she was on like, let's go to the doctor.
Yeah,
she the only one that was like,
mom had checked out. Mom had checked out.
Exactly.
But I do think that this was done more so because of Octavia's guidance.
Exactly. And I feel like Octavia wanted to have a bonding moment where she saw the baby come out.
Well, you can come and
once
cut the
again,
cord.
I blame the writers for that because they could have had a little scene explaining why they wanted to do that.
Exactly.
I felt like they did that.
They didn't. No, they didn't. I feel like if they would have explained everything, like let's say they leaving from the emergency room and explaining this is why they want to do. I think you should have the baby do a water birth, and this I could get a midwife, and this and that, and this and that. Then it would have been better.
I understand that, but then you won't have no nuance. So they saw what happened to her in the emergency room when they wanted to induce labor. I felt like they were speaking to that. But then for you to
won't have nuance, but you will have
you ain't got to say that. You ain't got to say that. You know what I'm saying?
You won't have nuance, but you will have sense.
Okay.
And it
this
will make
belong in this episode.
But why couldn't you take it from the other scene though?
This just didn't belong in this episode because if they
why
were
you
going to
feel
do
like
this,
it didn't belong in the episode, Larry?
Because if they were going to do this, this water birth like this, and they wanted us to have this big moment that was emotional and show us this sort of bonding thing with the village around her with all these women, that should have been the primary focus of an episode. They should have built an episode.
I agree with you.
They should have built an episode around childbirth and the circle of life. Like they could have maybe even still have had Duda getting shot because that is part of the circle of life, people dying. But they should have had an episode that was centered around this childbirth and not just as a side story because you had other things that overpowered. Like we haven't even got to Kevin yet. And for me, Kevin's thing overpowered everything else in this episode. And this was sort of filling out of place. Like this should have happened in another episode.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me shout out Easy Tino for the $4.99. Clearly, there are two people on the rooftop with Duda. I agree with that 100%.
Me
also,
too.
Early in the year, Candy said, "Don't let your gut get you killed." And Larry brings up an interesting point. We've got to talk about. I had 4 more subjects, but we're only covering 2 of them. And we definitely got to talk about Kevin. We got to talk about that. And we'll end on Duda. Excuse me.
Duda.
So let's see here. I think it's Moochie's turn to start us out. So Moochie, we're going to let you start us out on this whole debacle. We watched this in the very beginning of my review. We go from this point, Kevin's walking through the hall. That's Kevin up there on that balcony walking. Jake leaving, and look who's following him. The little engine that could, Gemma. Then we got Kevin following everybody. They go to the stairwell. The kiss happens. Kev loses his mind. And then nobody goes to say, Kevin, wait up. Jake, even for crying out loud, is trying to pull Gemma back. You get first cracks, Dibs. First cracks, Mooch, and then Larry coming to you. Then Jay, then Nita.
All right. With this scene, I feel like Kevin knew something was up the whole night when she was like, come on, let's go. When they walked up that first time,
right?
I was pissed off with her then. I was pissed off. And with that, and he was like the look he gave, like, what the fuck is going on? Like he gave one of those look like, what the fuck is going on? Like something going on.
Yeah.
And I'm mad at Jake because at that moment, that's when he could have said something.
He could.
He stuck to his guns, being Jake the Snake, which we call him in life games. Everybody in the chat.
Yep.
We call him Jake the Snake.
Robert.
Put up y'all snakes.
Oh,
Anywho,
put up the snakes.
Put up the snakes. That's what he is. He's a snake.
Baby mamba.
And then when he come back and see they little Shirley Temple sitting there, and he knows something up, where he gonna follow them. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, baby, don't follow them. Baby, don't follow them. You gonna see something bad.
Oh, Lord.
Baby, don't follow them. You gonna see something bad.
And boy, did he ever. Man.
Exactly. But I'm not mad at him because it was people saying he should have fought him there. Nah, you be the bigger person and walk out.
Okay.
Be the bigger person and walk out because they were saying he should have fought him and stuff. People were saying that. Nah.
He should at least threw a bitch or two.
No.
Yeah, to Jake and her, or at least.
I feel like he listen. Revenge is a best dish served cold.
Yeah, and he
gonna get his
cold blooded.
He gonna get his.
They served him so cold, they might as well be Subway.
You know what, Larry?
Too, you right, LSW.
Yeah,
you right.
Gemma is a snake, and Larry, are you hoping that in the next episode, Kev gonna slide through after he give that right hook to Jake, that he gonna slide through with some clippers and go to Gemma head?
No, to be honest with you, you know what I hope Kev does?
What's that?
Nothing. I hope Kev goes back to school, keeps his grades up, graduates, go to college, gets a great ass job, goes and becomes extraordinarily successful, and comes back and watches both of those two losers in the same place that they were before, with Gemma living off of her daddy and Jake doing jack shit with his life. That's what I hope he does.
And you watching what show, Larry? What show you watching?
That's what I want to see. We not sitting at the writers' table, Larry. If we were sitting at the writers' table, we could contrive all of that.
Okay, well, maybe I should have asked you what's gonna happen, because I know what you want to see, but we know what show this is.
See, this is the thing. I know this is what they're gonna make, because we already saw in the trailer a little bit. They're gonna try and make Jake and Kev fight. I think Kev throws a punch in the classroom or something. He's probably gonna get himself in trouble at school because he's the one that's not the rich kid. He's got, Jake's the stepfather the step foster kid of the mayor, and Gemma's the, dad is rich. So we know those two aren't getting in trouble. We already saw that as they're up there cursing in their principal's office. Right. And Kev is the hood kid on scholarship. They can put him out and get another one if he starts fights. So he needs to be careful. But here's the thing. I think that Kev needs to adopt this philosophy. And I know a lot of men don't feel this way, but I try and tell every young man in my life that ever asked, I tell him, don't ever fight over a woman, ever.
That's true.
And really what I tell them, don't ever fight over a hoe, because the reality of it is, the one she cheats on you, that's exactly what she is. Now, you can fight in your woman's stead. You can fight so she doesn't have to. If some dude gets mad, steps to your woman, you knock him the fuck out. But if she's up there cheating on you with some dude, right, and some dude wants to fight you for her, you tell him, there's no need to fight. There's no need to fight me for her. You can have her. She's yours. Take her. This is what you want. Just look at what you have and tell me that's what you want. Keep her. I don't want her anymore. The moment that she got with you, she ceased to being mine, and she's yours. Have her.
Mm-hmm. And the same for women too. Yeah. All need is just put it. Yeah.
Yeah. I would tell them, don't fight over a woman. Never ever.
Yeah.
Not doing that.
All right. Jump on in there, J-Mo.
It's hard, I think, for a lot of people, because they want to step out. They want to prove their especially if you feel like your manhood has been assaulted.
Yeah, you got emotions involved, so you don't think clearly when your emotions involved. If I was Kev, I would have threw a couple bitches and hoes, and then I would have went in there and I would have got a new piece, and then she would have been jealous on how fast I moved on to the next one, and then forgot about both of y'all ass. I wouldn't have had no more to say to either of them, and I already said what I needed to say. I've already seen what I needed to see, and now I'm moving on, and I'm gonna meet somebody that want to be with me. If she was jealous of seeing Jake talking to somebody else, well, I don't give a damn if she was jealous, but I would have moved on anyway. Like, I'm going to spend time and energy on somebody that want to be with me instead of fighting over somebody that don't. Like, you can't keep nobody with you in life. You can't keep a woman with you, and you can't keep a man with you. If they don't want to be with you, ain't nothing you could do. Unless you're trying to keep people trapped like, the crazy dude did. And even that, she eventually got away. Like, people need to stop calling, checking text messages, trying to, keep trackers on people. If they don't want to be with you, ain't nothing you can do. You know what I mean? If you don't have that security in your relationship, you need to move on to somebody that do want to be with you, because all that extra stuff, that's like a job. Like,
I wouldn't even,
not to be
I
working
wouldn't
for
even
you.
tell Kev to be mad at her or at Jake outwardly. I would just move on. I wouldn't say anything to him. I would just pretend like we don't know each other and move on, so that when they try and come to you, when Jake tries to say something to you, you can just simply say, "Look, man, I'm not mad at you. We're just not friends anymore. You showed me who you are. We're just simply not friends." And they can try and get mad. Oh, you're on some bitch shit. You fucking you're
If
pissed
that's
off
the case,
over a girl.
Jake showed him who he
we're
is.
not.
Who he is
I'm
several
not pissed
times.
off
But
over
you
a
got to
girl.
keep in mind,
Jake
they
done
younger
this
I'm
to
not
than
him
pissed off
more
over
Keisha.
a
than
girl. I
once.
just see who you are, so we're not cool anymore.
But they younger than Keisha, but you want them to act like an adult and mature.
Jake done this to
The
him
same-
more than once.
that's what
I
I
didn't
was
say they
saying.
were
Jake
gonna
did
act
this
like
to
this.
him
I
more
was
than
asking how I
once.
want them to act like. That's how I'm telling you how I want them to act. I'm not saying they're gonna act like this. This is how I would. This is how I would tell
They
them that
won't.
they should act,
They
and this is
not.
how I
They
would
gotta
want them to
learn
act. I'm not
it.
saying that's how it's gonna happen.
They got to
Yeah.
learn it. That's what I
Okay,
keep
well-
trying to tell you, Larry. When we talk about these things, you're talking about, you and all your wisdom and what you think you know or whatever. But at the end of the day, put yourself in these people's shoes, and then that way you'll get a different perspective
You
of
know what?
what is
You know
going
what?
on.
When I had a girlfriend cheat on me when I was younger, I simply stopped talking to her. I just simply didn't answer her phone calls, nothing. That bitch lost her mind, started showing up to my house unexpected, all kind. It doesn't take a genius to realize that sometimes you just have to walk away from shit. I wasn't old, I was young and immature, but I knew there's some things that are just better to do than others. I wasn't gonna go get mad and go fight the nigga she was with.
Okay,
You know?
Larry. Okay, you're perfect. It's okay.
I'm not saying I was
I got
perfect.
it.
I'm just simply saying that some things you could do, and I'm saying I hope Kevin does this. I'm not saying that Kevin's going to. We already saw in the trailer. We know he's gonna fight him. But I was asked, what would you like him to do? And this is what I would have liked for him to do: is to just walk away from it and learn from it and move on and let those two deal with themselves, because they're not gonna like each other. We already see that Gemma is already starting to not feel Jake in some ways, and she's feeling him in a different way that she doesn't like, because she thought she can control Jake. And Jake was basically already like, if you don't tell him, I am. And she got mad, huffed off, and walked in the other direction. And
No,
then
she was like,
got
you ain't gonna tell him shit. That's what she said. That's what she said. She said, you ain't gonna tell him shit.
Right. And then he said,
That's what she said.
And then he said, if you don't tell him,
some
I
reason-
am. And then he
for
said it
some
again and
reason-
walked away.
For
And
some
then-
reason, Gemma sees Jake as a challenge, like she could change this dude.
She can control him.
And she could change him. Like, I'm gonna make him
don't
stop.
talk like
Don't do that.
Don't do
not
that.
do
Don't
that.
say that. When he was
Do
like,
not
I
do
talk
that.
how I want to. This is how I talk.
Ladies,
Right.
if
She's
I'm
a
talking
challenge.
to anybody in here, please don't think that you can change a boy, man, male, whoever, however y'all clarify them.
Woman.
You cannot
girl.
change them. They
Yeah,
can only
person,
change
period.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
person,
well, it's your
period.
turn to talk, Nita. So go ahead, finish your statement. Sweet November, appreciate the 25.
Oh.
That's the record for the night, by the way. And we appreciate you because you always come through, show this channel love. So go
Zaya
ahead.
B. Lou says, knowing the writers, it went away. Knowing the writers, I like when they say John, though, because I like that Philly term.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead, Nita. Jesus Christ.
They said John, they gonna
John.
get somebody on that
You
John.
gonna get that light skin John, you know what I'm saying? Gonna get that light skin
Yeah,
John.
there you
Yeah,
go.
no. Jessica said exactly right. She's so typical. But
Zaya B. Lou.
the reason why she is typical is because society programs her to be like that. And unless you back away from that, then you won't see the clouds from the ocean. Like, you're gonna fall into the trap and you're gonna keep on doing whatever they want you to do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
weren't you just talking about accountability, and now we're gonna blame it on society?
Society. It is society until you break away from it.
It's accountability when it comes to men, and it's society when it's women. Huh?
Learn what they program into you, then you're never going to learn the real lesson that life needs to show you. And then you're
so when
always
it's men, it's accountability. When it's women, it's society that's the problem.
No, it's the same thing with Loki. I'm telling you, like, I'm not even gonna. Like Loki, do y'all realize Loki is pretty much telling the same story? That you have to break away from what they are, the narrative that they are telling you. Y'all, I'm not gonna go there, but join me on my channel. We'll go there.
Okay. J-Mo, are you gonna go live after I get off?
Yeah, y'all want to keep this conversation going? What's
Look,
up?
because it's 2:03. Larry gonna give it. Mama, get ready to get off. Larry, are you coming with us?
Y'all got 2 more minutes.
We ain't
Y'all
gonna
got
do Duda getting shot.
Y'all got 2 minutes to talk about Duda. So
You
basically,
look, don't cut us off. Give us a notice.
Larry, you got more. You got more. You want to get off your chest, man? Come on, big wine. Come on, big wine.
I don't know, man. I got work
tonight.
to do. I got this big corner of products I need to get to reviewing tonight, man.
So here we go. This only needs one answer and one answer only. Who shot Duda? And I'm gonna start with Larry. Larry, somebody pops up on this balcony with Duda, someone he expected. I think it was Tracy. And then all of a sudden, someone else is already on the balcony and they shoot his ass dead. Who shot him?
He not
Sue
dead.
Ellen.
Who?
Sue Ellen.
Okay.
You know what? You gonna go with Dallas? Really? Really, Larry? You gonna go with Dallas?
I'm gonna say the cops or Trig.
Okay. Nita, who shot
him?
Snow Bunny.
Rose or Imani.
Oh, okay. And last but definitely not least, Moochella, who hangs with the fellas. Who shot him?
Look, I feel like it's Marcus.
Marcus did it?
Marcus is Gemma's daddy. If y'all don't know, if y'all don't be connecting with who the characters are, Marcus is Gemma's daddy.
I don't know.
I think it's him because he was like, I don't owe you shit.
I know.
All right, nigga, I'm going to show you what you owe. He was like, all right, I'm going to show you what you owe.
It's no good.
I think if it's anybody, I think it's the cops because I think that
I feel like it's the cops too, though.
I think Candy and Marcus, both of their fortunes are tied to him.
I feel like it's between the cops and Marcus because Marcus is pissed.
I'm saying Imani. I'm calling it here.
Imani left in the cab. She ain't had no gun.
We didn't see her get into the car.
And somebody that shot him had a leather jacket on.
And they had leather gloves, and whoever shot him, we also know Tracy probably got a good look at whoever shot him because is it safe to assume that it was Tracy coming? It was either Tracy or Roz coming through the door that he knew when the shooter was already on the balcony.
It was Tracy. He was smiling. He was smiling. Remember, Roz and him had that conversation where she was like, "I want to be part of your organization of your
job security, whatever."
She wanted to be part of his whole thing, and he was like, "Fuck out of here! You ain't part of that shit."
Maybe it was Papa's dad.
Listen, I'm just gonna give you my little breakdown how I feel it's gonna go. He was like, when they was dancing, doing the whole little two-step shit. She was like, I want to be a part of your administration. He was like, no, you can't be a part of that shit.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was Maisha.
I did have one person say yesterday it was
Maisha. You would.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's time to go to bed in my house. So I want to wish you all another great Monday for coming and chit-chatting with us, sending super chats. Please be sure to subscribe to everybody's channel. Links is in the description and on my related channels page. The conversation continues on J Moore channel. Go check them out. Me and Larry will be back tomorrow night to discuss stocks and tech because Run the World is not coming back on until next week. So
they were so afraid of what we were going to say about Run the World. They didn't even run the episode.
Yeah, they ran away. What happened? Yeah. Anyway, till that next Sex is Hell video, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
Peace, y'all.